Happiness is a wonderful, fleeting emotion. Learn to make every one of your happy moments count. My name is Robert Rio, and this is the Happy Moments Podcast. Every Monday and Friday, I bring you a brief, to-the-point episode, not only about how to find more happy moments, but to make those happy moments count. Be sure to visit my website at happymomentspodcast.com to get all of the podcast episodes and to sign up to get all of the new episodes directly in your inbox. Now let's get to today's episode. What is it going to take? What is it going to take to get you to make a change? Have you ever asked yourself that question? I have many, many times. I could be sitting there thinking about my life or about an episode idea for the podcast and suddenly ask myself, what is it going to take for me to start to make a change in this or that in my life? And most of us, I know I do, or I did, have that one notable moment that tipped the scales for us. One moment or event that pushed us from being passive to being active about something. And unfortunately, that moment or event is usually a negative experience or a tragedy. I mean, think about it. How many people started to lose weight because they were bullied or because of a health scare? How many people finally took a long, hard look at themselves and tried to change once a divorce or a breakup is on the horizon? I know that both of those have happened to me at one point or another. And negative events and tragedies are wonderful for making people implement changes in their lives, but why does it take something negative for people to want to make a change? Why does it take getting hurt to want to better yourself? Why don't we want to better ourselves any other time? And why aren't we looking at ourselves and seeing things that can be improved on a constant basis? Why do we only look at ourselves and our lives when something negative or tragic happens? And I know you're going to come back to me and tell me that we shouldn't judge ourselves, and finding flaws is basically finding negative characteristics about ourselves. Yes, I know, but that's not what I'm asking you to do. It's not what I'm asking you to do at all. I'm not asking you to examine your life and look for all the negative aspects in it. I'm asking you to examine your life and see what you want to do that you're not currently doing. I want you to see what you're currently doing, but you want to do better. Do you see the difference there? I don't want you to look at yourself and say, I'm terrible at this. I suck at that. I am no good at this. No, I want you to look at yourself and look at something that you're currently doing, but you want to do better. Or something that you want to do that you're not currently doing. There's a huge difference there. And I want you to see, basically, once you figure that out, I want you to think about what's been holding you back from making this change in your life, and what's been holding you back that would allow you to accomplish these things. What are the roadblocks that aren't allowing you to make this change, that aren't allowing you to do these things, that aren't allowing you to do them better? And at this point, it may help to take out a piece of paper and make 3 columns. And one column is going to be for the things that you want to change or accomplish. The next column is going to be for the things that are holding you back from accomplishing those things. In the third column, we're going to visualize what we can do to overcome those obstacles. And I mean, you need to really, really think about this. So if one thing you want to change in your life is keeping your temper in check, you're going to write keep temper in check in the first column. That's what you want to change. That's what you want to improve. Well, what's something that is stopping you from keeping your temper in check? I mean, maybe you tend to act before you think when you're angry. So write that in the second column. That's your roadblock. Now, how can you overcome that roadblock? Well, maybe when you feel yourself getting angry, you consciously count to 10 before you say or do anything. Maybe you take control of your thoughts before you say or do anything. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but we'll get to that. So a second example, if you're not an angry person, I hope you're not, but a second example would be if you wanted to eliminate negative thoughts. I think we all want to eliminate negative thoughts in our lives. So you'd write eliminate negative thoughts in the first column. So what would hold you back from eliminating negative thoughts in your life? Say you worry too much about work. That would go in the second column. Worry too much about work. I worry about my projects. I worry about getting things done. I worry about what's going to happen the next day. Well, how would you overcome worrying about work? You could develop a new work routine. You could become more organized at work. You can make sure you have all your work done and neatly wrapped up before you leave the office each day. And that way you don't have anything up in the air overnight. You don't have any loose ends dangling overnight that you need to worry about and you need to think about and wonder how you're going to handle. Did I say these things are going to be easy? No, absolutely not. Not easy at all. But with time and practice, you are going to be able to master these things one by one. And that's the key, one by one. You take your list one item at a time and work on it. You do not try to tackle this entire list all at one time. That is impossible. You take your list one item at a time and you slowly add your solutions to your daily routine and you practice them. You slowly slide these solutions from your third column in to your daily routine. Practice them on a regular basis. And the idea of slowly adding them in is the fact that you get to practice them. It's not a shock to your system that you're doing something new. You're slowly adding them in. You're going to get used to them. It's going to become routine. It's going to become second nature to do these things after a while. And I know some people are going to tell me that, oh, I don't like to write things down. You always tell me to journal. You always tell me to write things down. I don't like writing things down. Well, I'm a firm believer in writing things down, unfortunately. And I'm going to keep telling you to write things down. My belief in writing things down is it makes it tangible. It makes it real. It's a great way to make things real. It's a great way to hold yourself accountable for things. And I will always believe that. I always write things down. So once you have this list, once you have these things written down and you're working on them, it's a good idea to re-examine things on your list and things that pop up every once in a while on a regular basis. And what this does is it just makes sure that you're still headed in the right direction, that your feelings and goals haven't changed. But even if your feelings and goals have changed, that's fine. That's great. Because there's nothing wrong with that. Your feelings and goals are going to change over time. Just modify your list and rework it. There's no problem with that. It's not set in stone. You didn't chisel this into a tablet. You wrote it down with pencil and paper, or pen and paper. It can be reworked. Don't worry about it. The point is, what I want to get through to everybody is that we all have a point at which we either choose to or are forced to make a change in our life. And I, for one, would rather choose to make a change rather than be forced to make a change by a negative event or a tragedy in my life. There's no way that I want something that happened in my life that's negative to force me to make a change. I want to be the one in control. I want to be the one to decide to make that change. And I hope you feel the same way. Don't wait for that event to come. Now, my question to all of you is this. What was your tipping point for change? And what could you have done, do you think, in advance to prevent it from happening? Now leave that. Go to happymomentspodcast.com. Leave a comment. Leave a comment wherever you can leave a comment. And I want to know. I mean, you don't have to be specific and go into details or anything like that, but just let me know what type of event and possibly what you think you could have done to prevent it from happening, prevent you from having to make that change in your life at that point in time. I'd really like to hear from you. And I'd really like to hear how other people, how everybody else handles making a change in their lives. How do you deal with it? Are you willing to wait for a negative event or tragedy? Do you examine your life every once in a while, like I'm suggesting? Are you somewhere in between? Let me know. I'm interested. So visit happymomentspodcast.com. Please, if you like the episode, please share it with a friend. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to receive future podcasts. And also, rate and review. Means the world to me. Until next time. Have your happy moments. Can't believe we made it through another great episode of Happy Moments Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and will visit happymomentspodcast.com to listen to all of the previous episodes, as well as sign up to receive any new episodes directly to your inbox. You can also share your own happy moments with me on the site. Also check out the Happy Moments Facebook group to learn more and share more information with other listeners. Follow me on all social media at Happy Moments Podcast and Happy Moments Pod. And until next episode, remember that happiness is a wonderful, fleeting emotion. So make every happy moment count.